simply switch over to something like MDA right now, and you can see MDA is trying to break a global trend. This is not a legacy trend, but this is a global trend. MDA is simply trying to break a global trend to have a bigger move. So MDA can push up to its valley here, or possibly here. Probably going to push up a little larger. A local trend will back attack one valley, right? Like, this is not a rule where you're going to say, okay, breaking local trend, we attack one valley. But that is the way it's dictated as accumulation and distribution cycles, because really the point of back attacking this valley, right, when you talk about breaking, even this would have had a local trend right here, right? This would have had a local trend like this, that swing to that swing right there. So this would have been a local trend. This is how we identify the end of distribution, right? And in this case of falling knives, where you look back here and you say, okay, well, this stopped at the inverse level right here, right? So this is moving down, right? It tried to hold something from the past, going back to workshop one. This is moving down. It tried to hold something from the past, right? It tried to hold a level here. It got stopped out at the inverse, continues to move down, ladders down. Therefore, distribution is not ended, right? So this is all fine and dandy. We know all that. But when you break this local trend, right, realize that your distribution is trying to end off of a global level. So this is a global trend right here, and we're going to color this blue just for the purpose of this video. So this is a global trend trying to end distribution, right? This trend right here is trying to find that spot where it can come back and attack a valley, right? It can come back and attack these valleys that starts it, but it doesn't. It hits an inverse level, and so forth and so forth and so forth. So this constantly hits inverse levels. This actually didn't even hit an inverse level. It just fell straight through. I'm sure it hit an inverse level from the pass back here somewhere, quite possibly this one right here. It looks like. Right there, it hits that inverse level, and yes, it does. So it does hit this valley right here, this daily valley inverse level. It does hit that, continues to distribute, right? So this whole distribution cycle that everybody's looking at breaking, okay, we need to find the end of this. You need to start breaking that down into a micro time frame in local and global terms, because that is going to show you more of the move, right? So you look at these moves, and then you have this trend here is broken, and this has now broken that valley that is trying to recover off of. So now this can properly start laddering up and moving up and attacking larger targets. And then we dive a little deeper in this here, and it is holding a pretty important valley, right? Oops. It's holding a pretty important valley. You would have this to this swing here, and you can see the exact moment where this thing breaks. Like you can see this, the swing to the swing is the exact moment where it breaks. And we're going to go over this as well, how to define the correct swings, which is a huge turning point for a lot of people, because a lot of people struggle with how to identify trends properly. We are going to go over that today as well. But to start, we want to identify local and global events, right? So we do have this point where we've caught something from the past, we exit this distribution cycle, and we've now broken the local trend. We are now attacking the global trend. So now that is like this. This is a global trend that we are trying to break, which will then just turn local to the next global piece of the move, right? So that's the way that looks like. And we're going to go back to Skycoin for this. We're going to just step this back, turn that back to blue, because we'll come back to it later. Go back to Skycoin. Right, so you can see when you have these local events that break, they attack larger pieces of moves. And when you have a global that breaks into a legacy like this, you're going to feel a big move. So that's what everybody's kind of looking for right now in the markets right now. It is kind of this event where you have this legacy level here, or this trend that has been a bit of a forever point, right? And there are also legacy hold levels and legacy global, local, and legacy levels as well, like this. When you draw these hold and break levels, there's also global, local, and legacy levels as well for these. Probably something we won't cover in this workshop, but we'll try to squeeze it in if we can. But that's kind of another thing in its own. We already have a pretty big agenda here. So anyways, the fuel for the move here, right? You break trend, you come back, and this was quite a straightforward move on Skycoin, right? You simply back attacked this valley here, make that a solid line. You then back attacked, oops. You then back attacked this valley here, and you moved up against the global trend. So you simply, like, Skycoin was about as straightforward as it comes. There was no hidden secrets here. There was no um, there's nothing to really understand about this other than it attacked a legacy trend line. Legacy trend acts as support. It's now continuing to move up against the hold level that's in here, and it was quite a simple move. And this is what everybody is looking for. So in these markets right now, everybody is looking to kind of break these levels, and there's not very many coins that are doing it right now. Sky was kind of the obvious one where it has this pretty crazy trend. And then you have everything like, okay, let's go to Oaks for example for a second. Let's swing over to Oaks. Oaks, it broke its global level, right? It has a local level, which is right here, right? Go to the 1 hour chart. This has a local level that it's breaking to attack the global trend. Right there. So if we simply take that out, you can see this is local to the move. And even this local trend will have been a global trend to something smaller in the move. Global trend here. And that would have been even local to this right here. Right, you have that break right there, swings out to here, and this would have been the local part trying to get out of this valley. So when you define these events, and you're trying to understand what is happening in these moves, you can easily see where things are about to have large breaks. Because if you are in this sphere of this move right here, and let's see, go to the replay tool, put it right here. In this move, right, we can ascertain a lot of information. Our valley is right here. Okay, so our valley on this move is right here. This is what we are going to back attack based on the break of this local trend. If we are breaking the local trend, if we are going to start moving up, we are going to attack the valley that brought us there. So immediately we can already ascertain that, let me mark this properly here. Immediately we can already ascertain, put that magnet tool back on, that this is kind of the point of breaking this local trend. We are breaking this local trend to back attack this valley up here, right? This is exactly what we need to do. Otherwise, we are going to stop here on the inverse level, which is most likely, what are we on, the 1 hour? So there's probably a fractal inverse somewhere in the 4 hour here. I'm going to leave it here for now. I'm not quite sure if that's correct, but it could be right here as well. Potentially it could be right here, because that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there could be a valley here possibly, and there also is one right here, and this might be a 12 hour. So we're going to go with this just for guessing sake. So we know that we have two events that can happen here based on the break of this trend. We can either stop out at the inverse level, therefore continuing our ladder down, or we can use this local event to back attack the valley. A lot of cases you are going to short out here for other reasons, come down, ladder up off of this hold, and then you are going to come and attack this. So let's see if this kind of, how this plays out. We're just going to go to the first kind of push, right? So that's fine. We know the trend is there. And okay, good. So actually perfect. And I wonder if actually that did hit the inverse. So right here could possibly be the, I'm not sure unless I broke the time frames down. But anyways, we're just going to go with this for simplicity's sake, that this represents our inverse. This represents our break level, or sorry, our hold level and our break level, right? So quite simply, you have moments in time like this where this almost acts as a point of ignition, because we have a global trend here that's going to be broken and tested against the local trend. So our local trend is going to automatically fuel upon succession of this move, which will be creating this kind of wedge that we love so much. The succession of this back attacking this valley is automatic break over the local trend. Sorry, the global trend. So we use a local trend to use that as fuel to attack this level. And this is very common. This is something that it's amazing how often it happens. See, and then you're falling against the global trend. So it's really important to understand that when you are looking at these moves, there is a large compression factor that happens that can show you failure or succession of a move almost in an automatic way. So you would look at this and you'd say we have a global trend. We know this global trend, even though this is not that long. It's only May 6th to May 13th. This is only a week long. It's still a global trend compared to this local. And once this local is broken, this actually blue line actually would turn into our local trend. But for right now, we are just going to leave this like this, and we'll look at this move a second time by doing that. So we already know that we're going to stop out at the trend, which is also at the inverse level. So technically, this should be failure. However, if you can hold this uptrend that this local event creates, you can then back attack this level and therefore have confirmed the first step out of reversal in this move to look to attack a legacy level.
Hey everyone, how's it going? As you know, I'm now giving out some of this content for free that I was otherwise charging for the past little while. Yeah, drop a donation, subscribe to the channel, join Patreon. You'll get access to Discord. Great way. Lots of top level traders in there, people who are doing this for a career every single day. So go to Patreon, join a tier, get access to Discord. Go on Reddit, talk about future of trading, talk about the science of trading, talk about cotton candy, socials, everything you can. Let's help this thing grow. It's the way you guys can thank me for giving out this content for free that I was otherwise charging money for. So I'll leave a Bitcoin address on the screen. I'll leave the Patreon address on the screen. Just do something to help out. Okay, thanks guys. Take care.